This is Kelsey Ken's Read, back again for our third episode. There it is. So yeah, I hope you guys are liking what we're uploading so far, and we're excited to keep going. We have a lot of really cool ideas ahead of us, but I don't want to get too deep into that because we're doing some current reads. What are you reading right now?
I just started my reread audiobook of Happy Place by Emily Henry, and then I'm also physically reading In the Weeds by B.K. Borson. What are you reading?
Yes. I'm currently not reading anything. I just finished Butcher and Blackbird literally last night at like 11:30 p.m. I was going to start a fantasy book guild, the Plated Prisoner series, but then I just haven't wanted to, so I don't know. I might hold off. I don't know. We're in a bit, Ken's and I are both in a weird spot where we're not doing a whole lot of reading. Ken's more so than me.
Yeah. Yeah, with our wedding and everything, my motivation to read has been like real low. It's funny, I've kind of gone more into like my wanting to like binge TV series, which I have not been in that mood for a hot minute. But I don't know what it is recently. So I just finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm in the mood to rewatch it because it's the first time I've watched it, and I'm like, I want to rewatch it. Like, I just watched the end episode like today, and now I'm like, restart. I need to rewatch this.
So for today's episode, we have a little something fun. We're going to be talking about our unpopular, or maybe not so unpopular, I don't know, you'll have to let us know if y'all feel this way too, but our unpopular bookish opinions. So just what we think. So we'll go ahead and get started.
So my unpopular opinion 1 is I am definitely audiobooks over anything else. No, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy reading a physical book, especially like when I have nothing to do, but like when I'm working, when I'm driving, when I'm cleaning, I listen to audiobooks, and I just love them because I like hearing the different voices, and sometimes when a person has an accent, you don't realize it, and you're like, because you're not reading, I don't read in an accent, I don't know if you read in an accent, if they tell you they have one.
I don't my voice.
I don't know, I think I connect with the characters better in an audiobook usually because of the different voices. And so I'm always like, I kind of prefer an audiobook sometimes instead of, and it sounds bad too, but I can get through books a lot quicker than an audiobook.
That's fair.
Than sitting physically. No, I don't read them that quick. 2x is my max. But well, just like in general, I'm not like, I don't read books really fast. Like depending on the book and my time, for sure. But like, I'm not like the fastest reader in the world. So when it's nice when I have a bunch of books I want to get through, audiobooks are my way to go. It's like, I just read 12 books this month. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh my, yeah, every time I see you like update your like template, I'm like, dang, you've read so many books.
Yeah, and then I look at yours when you're like at like 10, and it's like, oh no, she physically read those.
I don't know what it is. See, I mean, audiobooks, I'm happy you enjoy them, but for me, audiobooks, it's either nonfiction or like something really easy. Like I listened to the first Percy Jackson book, the Divergent series. Like it has to be something that I don't totally have to put a lot of brain power in. Because like if I'm listening to like a fantasy with a lot of world building and I get distracted, which is gonna happen, when I get distracted and be like, start thinking about something else, and then I like tune back in, and I just have no idea what happened, and then it's hard to like find your place.
No, like, don't get me wrong. I definitely have had to back up a few times, especially when I'm at work, and like maybe I'm responding to an email, and I'll start thinking about the email, and I'm like, oh, hold on, I just missed something. So at that point, that's when I usually pause it or put on something else in the background. And like I'll take a break from the audiobook if it's something that like I can't physically like, or can't multitask and actually listen to. But I don't know, sometimes I think I like audiobooks for world building because I don't know if it's like you're not having to stress about pronouncing the words or like being like,
that's fair.
What the heck is this? How do you pronounce what this word is? So it's just like, oh, like I already know what it is. It's great. And then I can go look it up real quick if I need to like physically see it. But I don't know, it's like a movie in my head. And so I feel like I see it more in my head when like I'm listening to it versus reading it. I know McCartney always laughs at me because I'll be like, yeah, I don't know this scene. And he's like, no, it's words on a page, Kinsey. And I'm like, no, it's a scene in my head.
It's a scene in this movie, in this book.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I don't know, but I can see both sides. Like I can see like definitely there are some books where it's nice, like if you could go back and flip and be like, oh wait, what was this again? Where you can't do that on an audiobook. But then at the same time, it's like sometimes it helps me get through the world building because I'm like, I'm totally butchering how these things are pronounced, and it's like, oh, I get it now. It clicks different. I don't know.
Yeah. We should take a poll on our Instagram and see what our followers prefer, if they're audiobooks or physical books people. I'll put the results wherever they're going to be on the screen about what you all.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I feel like most people that are not audiobook people.
I don't know. I feel like people are starting to get really into audiobooks.
Well, yeah, now with the Spotify thing, makes me really want Spotify. I tell McCartney all the time, I'm like, no, I have Apple Music. I don't know. I was comfortable with that.
This podcast is over.
What's your unpopular opinion?
Okay, we touched on this a little bit in the first episode, and I will die on this hill. I am very anti-rainbow shelves. The more I think about it, the more mad I get. Like, everything is just so separated and intertwined. Like, I want it to be like a library. Like, you don't go into your local library and be like, oh, the red books are over there, and the yellow books are over there. And then what about the books that have multiple colors on the spine? Like, where do those go?
Yeah, they're just something, like, I don't know, where I struggle with it is I color code everything in my life. My closet's color coded, like, so I'm like, oh, I see the appeal for it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty to look at. But then I'm like, I wouldn't know where anything is. I'd have to be like, is that a what color book is that? Like,
yeah. And like, I want all of the authors' books together. You know, I just want them to be nice and cohesive, that way I can like visually see like, okay, I have all these books by Emily Henry. I know which one I'm missing, so I can go and get it if I want it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
My unpopular opinion too is DNFing. So I struggle to DNF a book. So I've only done it like twice.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I've actually ever, I think I've maybe rated a couple books like a 2, but I still read them. Mm-hmm. And I think the only reason I rated them a 2 is because it was like too like, I want to say Wattpad-y, but I never really read on Wattpad as a kid, so like, but like, I know. Now I'm like, I definitely know why. Like, I totally have read books that are Wattpad-y and I've enjoyed them. But like, they're too short, they're too insta-lovey, they're too like, and it's like that 200-page book that it's just like, oh, it's a cute little, you know, Kindle Unlimited romance book or whatever. But like, still read it and I enjoyed it. I just wish there was more depth. But I have only DNF'd like 2 books, and the one was Shadow and Bone.
Oh yeah. You really have beef with that book.
I don't like that book. I kid you not, I did not finish the first book, and I read what happens in all of it. Like, I read a synopsis of all 3 because I was like, I'm not gonna finish this. But also like DNFing a series too. Like, I feel like once I start a series, I have to finish it.
Yeah, you have to like see it through.
Yeah, so hence why I read what happens in Shadow and Bone. But yeah, I don't know. I can't. Maybe it's because I feel like I'm not terribly picky when it comes to reading. Like, because I read what I want. You know what I mean? Like, I read what I like. I'm not sitting here reading books I don't like. But
not yet.
Yeah, not yet, until you give me a thriller. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have a hard time DNF. I feel like I have to give it all the way through to actually have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, sometimes the ending of the book is the best part. And like,
yeah.
Like, think about like Sarah J. Maas books. Like,
oh girl.
like for example, Crescent City is one of the hardest books to get into. What if you DNF'd it and then you missed the end and you're like,
yeah,
holy crap.
Yeah. But I could also understand if people DNF that book because it's like,
oh yeah, I get it.
Hard.
I get it. I just physically have like, it's like I can't check it off my list type feeling, and it's like, oh, I can't.
It's the overachiever.
Yeah. So I don't know, I just have a really hard time DNFing a book.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm on the same wavelength with that. Like, I have to give a book at least 100 pages if I were to DNF it. I mean, if I don't continue reading it after like 100 pages or before 100 pages, it's just like wrong book, wrong time. Like, it's just not for now, maybe later. But no, it has to take 100 pages, and typically by then a book usually picks up or something is going on that keeps my attention. But I don't know, there've been a couple of books that I really wanted to DNF. My second unpopular opinion, I don't even know if this is unpopular. I feel like it's maybe, but I'm definitely a Throne of Glass person over a Court of Thorns and Roses person. Like, I'm definitely a tall girly.
I am too. That's really hard for me to say. But because as McCartney has told me, like, if you had to pick between Reese and Rowan, who would you pick? And I can't. Like, I physically cannot do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want them both. I claim both.
I claim both. However, for me, it's the female main character. I think Aelin is so much more... She has so much more depth to her. And Feyre is just kind of surface level.
It's been like 2 years since I've read ACOTAR. It is on my list to reread this year.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I loved Aelin, and I kid you not, I was so happy when you read them. But yeah, I can't pick. I really struggle to pick the side characters too in those because I loved them all. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And you've read Crescent City 3, and I have stalled on it. I'm waiting till after the wedding to start that.
That's probably a good idea.
So I don't, but yeah, Aelin is my favorite. Rowan and Reese. Oh, God.
Also, this might be a spoiler alert for people. I'll put it on the screen, like, if you have.
Oh wait, I tried not to. I tried not to.
I was like, I feel like we talk about Sarah J. Maas at least once in every single episode.
Okay, but let's be real. One, her books are super prevalent right now, but it's because it's what we bonded over. Like, I finally got you to read her books.
Yeah.
So it was like, but
I will stand on this hill. Throne of Glass is better than ACOTAR.
Yeah. Only thing I wish Throne of Glass had, and I know a lot of people say like they can do without it, but I liked some of the spice in ACOTAR that you don't, because like the Throne of Glass started out as a YA book.
Yeah.
So I wish there was a little bit more, not saying depth to that relationship that you get, without trying to spoil the relationship, but I wanted a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Okay, so unpopular opinion 3 for me is judging books by their covers.
That you do or you don't do?
I do.
Yeah.
It's like real hard for me to say, because when people are like, oh, don't judge a book by its cover, and I get that. I fully get that. But also when I'm at the bookstore, I'm judging books by their cover. I'm picking up books whose covers I'm like, ooh, what is that about? So
Yeah.
I will 100% like pick up a cover. And as McCartney said when we were at the bookstore last time, he's like, I think you only like it because of the cover. And I'm like, no, I just read the back of the book. Like, I think this would be a really good book. But I definitely gravitate towards books because of their cover. And
if they're pretty, I'm gonna want to read it.
I don't know. I definitely get drawn towards books in the bookstore by their cover. Because I'll even like when I'm like looking for a book and I'm just browsing and I'm just like I'll like pull them out to like look at the cover and I'm like I'm good. Like like I don't love
You're ugly.
Like I don't love the what is it, Regency, is that how you say that? Like the
the Regency.
Is that
the Regency
right?
era.
Yeah, I don't
That's like
love
the little books.
Well, like no, like the just like that, like the books that are about that era, like the.
Okay.
I don't like the romance books that are like about that courting era. I don't love, except for Bridgerton. I do love those books.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But I just like like so I'll like look and if they have like that style on the cover, I'm like I'm good. Like keep going. But but I mean sometimes it gets you in trouble. Like we said, like I've been really drawn to Inkblood Sister Scribe, and apparently it's really boring. So.
Maybe that's just me. So if anybody watching this has a different opinion, heck yes. I'm happy you had a better time than I did. But yeah. No, I definitely do judge books by their cover, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you can't not. Like that's the first thing you see. I feel like that's why it's so important to have a good cover. I also think that's why all the romance books are going to that cartoon look. One, because people are like, people don't want to read a book with somebody's abs on it out in public.
Yeah, I don't want a half-naked man on my book. Like, I don't want to carry that around.
But also, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, when it first started becoming a thing, when I was, like, going to the bookstore, like, before all of the books became that's where my eyes were gravitating. It was like, ooh, it's got this cute cover on. What's this book about? Like, and because I had read so many good books with covers like that, that's where I started going. Like, it was like, oh, this has the cute little cartoon cover. I wonder what this book's about. Yeah. Don't know why that's how it worked in my brain, but.
It's like, cute. Okay, you're coming home with me. My third and final unpopular opinion is listening to a book while working out. I started doing this like a handful of months ago. I was getting sick and tired of my workout playlist, so I was like, I'm just gonna listen to a book. And like I mentioned earlier, I typically only really like to listen to like fluffy, easy books that I probably have already read before. They're just easy to understand. So, listening to The Lightning Thief, Divergent, while working out, I crushed through some books. I'll read an actual book on the treadmill, but like, I can't listen to one. No, you can't?
No, I lose my place. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't.
Your eyes are just like bouncing.
I don't know. Maybe I should try again. I haven't done it in a while, but I've tried to read maybe on my phone or like iPad I could do it, but like a physical book, like because I used to do
there are times where I have my physical book.
Because I used to do it I tried a couple of times like when I was in school, like when I was on the elliptical, and I'm like, I can't focus.
Okay, yeah, the elliptical is different because you're like really bouncing.
Yeah,
there's like a
I don't know.
Like get a steady incline and hold on, and you're just like.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe I should try it. But I also work out with my mom, or she works out with me. So I'm usually talking to her on the treadmill. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll try again. I'll try.
Yeah, but like sometimes I'll like giggle while I'm listening to a book, and I'm at the gym, so I'm like just looking so weird, just being like hee hee hee. While everybody's like working out, I'm just like suppressing a laugh.
Me at work, because I always have one headphone in, and like I'll be listening to a romance book, and some spicy scene will come up or something, or something will be said, and I'm like, like working on my spreadsheet over here. Like, ignore me.
Yeah.
Like, total blush on my face. Just
Nobody
don't.
look at me. You just start sweating and you're like.
All right, well, that's it for us this week. Thank you guys for listening. Let us know below in our comments if you have any unpopular book opinions, or if you agree with us, or if you disagree with us. You know, start that conversation.
Yeah, let's get going.
But yeah, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and our socials will be linked below. Again, we appreciate you watching.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.